Looking at this expression, they want us to solve for the values or value of x and y in this particular expression. And you can see that these are two simultaneous equations. And of course, they want us to solve for the value of x and y. And we have log in this particular expression. Looking at this, of course, here we can state that this should be equation 1. And we can say let this be equation 2 so that we can easily express this. But first, I want to use equation 2 to see how I can simplify it, make it to be simpler to easily solve for the values of x as well as y. To do this, of course, I'm going to simplify equation 2. That states that this is the same, equation 2 is the same as log of x minus log of y square. I've just removed this 2 from here and carry it upward here to the y to make it square, as the law states is equal to 1. The reason why I'm doing this is to make sure that I have here the same log and log to be the same here. Then only the variables or the unknown x and y should be on its own, so that I will easily express it using the law that states that if we have 2 log of the same base as a minus, then we can easily divide. And by that law, I'm going to use this. Therefore, I will join it as 1 log and say log of x divided by y square. Because when it is minus, it means we should divide. Since both of the sides are log of the same base, then it is the same as this log of x divided by y square is equal to 1. Now, when we have this, we can easily remove this log from this side. Since y1 is standing alone, we can erase the log to make it to look as simpler as just x and y. To do this, we can erase by multiplying the other side, which is the right-hand side, by 10. Because log is always in the base of 10, to remove this log on this side, we have to cancel this. If we cancel this, then we must multiply this side by 10. Then it is going to be left with x divided by y square is equal to 10. So we are going to have this with the log being disappeared. And in this, to make it to be only x and y, then x here, if we want x to stand alone, then we must cross multiply like this, because 10 is the same as 10 over 1. Then it's going to be the same. X times 1 is the same as x is equal to 10y square, because we are going to say 10 times y, 10y square. So that's the simplest expression. And when it is now like this, we can now insert x equal to 10y square into expression 1 or equation 1 here. So by using expression 1, which is equal to, as you can see, xy equal to 80, we can say, going back to equation 1, any place that we see x, we instead insert 10y square. If we do that, let's rewrite equation 1. X here, as you can see, then it is 10y square times y, because we have y. As you can see here, this is the y, is equal to 80. In this case, 10y squared times y is 10y cubed. So we have 10y cubed is equal to 80. So we have to divide both sides by 10 to make y cubed to stand alone. If we do that, this 10 will remove this 10, and we have this 0 take off this, then our y cubed will be equal to 3. Y cubed will be equal to 8 rather. And when we have y cubed equal to 8, then we must look for a value so that it is going to be cubed, so that of course y will have the answer. Since the power of y is cubed, we must look for a given value which must also carry cube as a power, so that if the power is the same, then the base will be the same. In this case, only 2 raised to the power 3 can go. This implies that this 8 which we can see here can be the same as 2 raised to the power 3. So we can say that y cubed is equal to 2 raised to the power 3. And since the power 3 here rhymes with this, then y also must rhyme with this. It means y is equal to 2. This implies that y is equal to 2. Now we have the value of y, which is equal to 2. To get that for x, then we need to go and use any of the expression, the first expression which we used before as xy equal to 80. Y is 2, so 2 times x will give us 2x equal to 80. So it is correct to say that 2x is equal to 80. Therefore, x, we need to divide both sides by 2, which in this case, if we divide by 2 to get the value of x, then of course, x will be equal to 40. This will imply that x will be equal to 40. So the values of x and y, in this case, x is equal to, as we have seen, 40, and y is equal to 2. So x is 40, and y is equal to 2. And this being known, I'll use this time to state some of the laws of log, since we have dealt with log for this particular problem. And if you want to see even more of problems like this with the solutions, then you want to make sure to check relevant link below this video description to website, which of course we have a lot of log problems and solution. So I will put the link below which you can go navigate and check some of the problems as well as the solutions we have for you. So looking at some of the laws of log, I want to state some of these laws. First law is stated that if log like this, as an example, log as we have like this AB, right? If log of AB, as you can see here, is equal to x, then it is the same as a to the power x is equal to b. So this a will go here, raised to this power to give us this particular answer as b. So it's the same as a to the power x is equal to b. That's one of the law. And of course, the next one that states that log of AB here, as an example, log of AB, if it is being added to another log like this, log being added to a log of AC as an example, AC, then of course what we are going to have is the same as when we are adding two things like this, it means we should multiply since they have the same base. Then we are going to use a multiply. We are going to use one of the log, like log as like this, log of A, since they have the same base. Then we are just going to multiply the power now, BC. So BC, we are going to have this. That's what the law states. If two log are added having the same base, then we'll use one of the log and multiply the B and C. Is going to be the final result. The another one states that if we are subtracting two log of the same base like this as an example, log of A and B just here, A, B, if we are subtracting like this log of A and C, what we're going to have is a division. We are going to take one of the log, since both have the same base, one of the log, then we are going to make sure that since it's the same base, we are going to give it that base. And now we are going to divide. Minus means divide, so B divided by C. So B divided by C. That's the next rule of this. As you can see, that's the next rule here. Then we are going to use the next rule. In the next rule, it actually states the division, which of course they are having power. As an example, log like this, a squared divided by b cubed as an example, b cubed. Then since it is having power like this, is the same as example. Since it is divide, then we need to take a minus sign. We can say log, since it is the same log, since it's in base 10, without the base here, it means it's in base 10, so you can just write it as log like that. But we are going to say log of a to the power 2, which is a squared, minus log of b cubed, minus log of b cubed. And it is going to be like this. And this is the next law, which states like this. And this expression is the same as these two can still come and affect here. This, you can transfer these two here, which is 2 log of A minus, and these 3 can come here, 3 log of B. So it is the same like this. And the next rule, I'll give you the next, which is just like we are just taking a minus sign of log having the same base. Like, let's assume log of 100 minus 2 log of 50 as an example. When you have something like this, it is the same like log. As you can see, since it is minus, then of course we can go ahead to divide since it is minus. But before we divide, it is the same like we first of all express this 100, then minus, give it log 50 to the power 2. We remove these 2 here and bring here so that it should be log to be the same on both sides before we try to divide. This time 50 to the power 2 is, I think, is 2500. So we are going to have log 100 minus log of 2500. So now, since they are now in simplest expression, we can therefore state that log, since it is minus, then we can divide this time. Log 100 divided by 2500, and this 20 will take off this, and it implies that it is log of 1/25. So of course, this is the next rule, and we are going to put many similar problems to the website link below this video. You want to also make sure to like and subscribe and follow so that anytime we publish a new video, you're going to receive notification for new problems and solutions for you. See you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.